Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new, fresh series, When People Messed with the Wrong Cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up. Let's roll right now, folks. At approximately 1:44 p.m. on December the 10th, 2024, Officer Vrooman attempted to stop a white Dodge Challenger on Highway 67 for a traffic check. Instead of complying, the driver, Dontarius Gordon, suddenly accelerated, initiating a high-speed pursuit. As he fled, Gordon aggressively weaved through traffic at high speeds, trying to create distance. Officer Vrooman maintained tactical spacing, staying with the vehicle while waiting for the right moment to intervene. When the opportunity presented itself, a precise intervention was executed, sending the Challenger out of control and into a roadside barrier, forcing it to stop. Immediately after the crash, Gordon fled on foot. But Officer Vrooman gave chase and quickly took him into custody, bringing the situation to a swift and controlled end. This incident shows that no matter how fast a suspect runs, fleeing only prolongs the risk. When the moment comes, pursuits often end quickly, and not in the way the suspect expects. A precise pit to the rear quarter broke traction, sending the Challenger out of control and into the barrier, ending the pursuit almost instantly, showing that with the right timing and point of contact, any escape attempt can collapse in seconds. At approximately 4:21 p.m. on January 24th, 2023, while assisting in another pursuit, a trooper observed a pickup truck run a stop sign on Celia Drive. When the driver realized he had been spotted, he abruptly abandoned the truck, jumped into a white Nissan Altima, and attempted to continue fleeing. The trooper quickly adapted and redirected to pursue the second vehicle. The Altima sped into a residential area, weaving through narrow streets, running red lights, and driving recklessly through a populated neighborhood, significantly increasing the risk to the public. Despite the chaotic movement, the trooper maintained control, keeping a steady pursuit while managing the danger. The chase came to an end in the parking lot of an apartment complex, where the trooper used a push bumper to disable the vehicle and bring it to a stop. However, as soon as the car was immobilized, the suspects bailed out and fled on foot into the complex.
They're still going.
Officers quickly arrived, secured the area, and conducted a search, but were unable to locate the suspects. Although they escaped on foot, a search of the vehicle revealed suspected crack cocaine, marijuana, MDMA pills, multiple cell phones, and a .40 caliber Glock handgun. This incident highlights how suspects may switch vehicles and take extreme risks to escape, but what they leave behind often becomes critical evidence. And while they may get away in the moment, avoiding identification and arrest afterward is far less likely. The turning point came in the decisive pin in a confined space. Using the push bumper to lock and disable the Altima, ended the pursuit instantly, showing that in urban environments, positional control and direct pressure can be more effective than a traditional pit maneuver. Albuquerque, New Mexico, on May 19, 2023, police responded to a 911 call from a woman whose brother, 42-year-old David Gaylor, threatened suicide and warned he'd harm her if she approached. Gaylor, who suffered from schizoaffective and bipolar disorder, refused to come out of his apartment. Officers attempted to de-escalate from outside, but Gaylor suddenly charged out, wielding a 6-foot pole with a knife attached. Despite repeated commands and 2 failed taser attempts, he kept advancing. As Gaylor slashed at the taser wires and moved toward the officers, 2 officers opened fire. Medical aid was provided, but Gaylor died at the scene. When a suspect breaks through all restraint efforts and continues advancing with a weapon, the situation instantly shifts from control to response. A single reckless move can escalate the danger to its peak, forcing officers to react in a split second. And the consequences are often irreversible. At approximately 3:38 p.m. on December 5, 2024, Arkansas State Troopers assisted the Baxter County Sheriff's Office in locating a vehicle reported stolen from County Road 69. After the suspect fled an initial stop, a trooper quickly spotted the vehicle speeding along State Highway 5 and immediately activated emergency lights and siren to initiate a pursuit. The vehicle accelerated past 100 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and pushing through a busy roadway. At one point, the suspect nearly struck a deputy while trying to escape. Despite the danger, troopers maintained controlled spacing, coordinated over the radio, and stayed with the vehicle while minimizing risk to other drivers. The pursuit came to an end when officers decided to intervene. A well-executed TVI maneuver sent the vehicle out of control, causing it to leave the roadway and roll over along the shoulder. Officers moved in quickly, secured the scene, and took the driver into custody. The suspect was identified as Vincent Walrath. After receiving medical attention for minor injuries, he was transported for processing. The incident is a reminder that a single decision to flee can spiral out of control in seconds. At high speeds, every mistake has immediate consequences. And these pursuits rarely end in escape, but in a crash and arrest. The TVI was executed at the decisive moment. The patrol vehicle closed in, offset slightly, and struck the rear quarter of the suspect's car, instantly breaking its traction. The rear swung wide, sending the vehicle into an uncontrolled spin before it was forced off the roadway and flipped onto the shoulder. It all happened in a split second. The pursuit ended right there.
Alright, you can take a picture and send it to me.
Naperville, Illinois. On the morning of June 3, 2022, a Naperville police officer with 22 years of experience was conducting a routine traffic stop on Bond Street, just north of McDowell Road. For nearly 12 minutes, the stop proceeded without incident until an unrelated vehicle suddenly pulled up beside them. Without warning, 28-year-old Edward Saman exited the vehicle and charged directly at the officer while wielding a hatchet. The officer reacted instantly, drawing his service weapon and firing 6 shots to stop the threat.
Take a picture and send it to me.
Who are you, dude? Who are you? Base, I just been attacked. I just shots fired. Shots fired. Don't move.
Sayman was struck and later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. No officers or civilians were physically harmed. Body-worn camera footage confirmed that the attack was swift, unprovoked, and left the officer with only seconds to respond. The incident underscores the unpredictable dangers officers can face, even during what begins as a routine stop.
He's down, base. Send a medic. Send a medic.
It's exposed.
You're still exposed.
Still exposed, ma'am. Cover your breast.
Alright, 17563 First Street.
You're being recorded on body camera, okay? It's open to police department. Detective Ryan Allen. Where you come from?
I'm coming from
The vehicle that was believed to be
You driving
struck
a vehicle today?
It's going to be New Jersey,
What
Hotel
kind of
57, Romeo Hotel, that's right.
Okay, where is it?
Down the block. I told my boyfriend to come get me.
Okay. Are you okay?
Hoboken, New Jersey.
Where's your shoes?
On July 9th, 2023, Hoboken police responded to reports of a motor vehicle accident in which a driver had collided with several parked cars. Upon arriving at the scene, officers discovered a Nissan Left abandoned in the middle of the road with no driver present.
That shoes? Okay. So you're coming from Edgewater, or you're coming from over there. Where do you live?
I live in Brooklyn.
You live in Brooklyn? Is that where you were driving to?
Yes.
Okay. And were you drinking today?
I do. A little bit.
Okay. All right. Who's
I'm going to use the 8800.
do you have a
As the investigation unfolded, other officers in the area spotted a woman nearby who matched the description provided by witnesses. She was detained without incident, and a field sobriety test was conducted to assess possible impairment.
Eyes and your eyes only. Okay? Don't move your head side to side. Just your eyes. All right? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna have her call you when she's done. That's her boyfriend. Last?
I didn't tell you to begin, ma'am.
Okay.
So again, I'm going to put you in the starting position. When I put you in the starting position, do not move until I tell you to do so, correct?
Okay.
Okay.
Correct.
So put your left foot on the line. Put your right foot in front of your left foot.
On the line.
Just like that. Do not move until I tell you to begin. You understand?
Okay.
All right. It's gonna look.
Following the test, the woman was placed under arrest and transported to police headquarters for further processing. Once there, she refused to provide breath samples as required by law, resulting in additional charges. The incident remains under review by Hoboken authorities.
Let's just get her in the car.
All right, man.
Just follow us over here. Just put her in 10. We'll transport her, and then we'll figure out the car situation when we get up.
Alright, we're gonna tell you the same thing we tell everybody else. We check the cars before you get in, so if there's anything in here when you get out, you're gonna be charged with that.
Just do a search of her, please.
Check, please, actually, stand against this vehicle, I'm just gonna do a search. Okay, face the car. Face the car. Oh.
On March 2nd, 2024 in Miami, Florida Highway Patrol officers pursued a silver Ford Mustang fleeing along a busy highway. Despite heavy traffic, the driver recklessly weaved between vehicles and repeatedly used the emergency lane at high speeds in an attempt to escape. As the pursuit escalated, officers maintained a tactical distance, but conditions did not allow for a safe intervention such as a pit maneuver. While attempting a sharp turn to evade police, the driver suddenly lost control and crashed into the median barrier. The impact severely damaged the front of the vehicle, sending debris across the roadway as thick smoke poured from the engine compartment. At the peak of the incident, running a red light at high speed led to a severe chain reaction crash at the intersection. The impact caused the vehicle to completely lose control, continuing forward in an uncontrolled state. Officers quickly secured the scene and took the suspect into custody, bringing the pursuit to an end.
Eastbound on 74th, just after 114th Avenue.
This incident highlights that not every pursuit ends with direct intervention. Sometimes reckless driving alone leads to a crash that ends it. Just before midnight on November 10th, 2021, during a cold early winter morning, the South GSP Night Patrol received a report of a white GMC Acadia stolen at gunpoint from a La Quinta Inn. While patrolling near Bartow Park, a trooper located the SUV and began following as it sped through stop signs and cut across traffic. When emergency lights and siren were activated on Bay Street, the driver showed no intention of stopping. Instead, the vehicle accelerated, triggering a dangerous pursuit through city streets. With reports that the suspects may have been armed, the situation quickly intensified, leaving little room for delay. After multiple attempts to position for intervention, TFC Digi Akumo made the move. A precise pit maneuver near the I-516 corridor sent the Acadia out of control, forcing it off the roadway and into a roadside barrier. Officers approached cautiously, methodically securing the scene before taking the driver, identified as Raheem Passmore, into custody, bringing the high-risk nighttime pursuit to an end. The incident underscores how the presence of weapons raises the stakes in every second of a pursuit. Even under the cover of darkness, reckless attempts to flee rarely end in escape, only in loss of control and arrest.
Sir, we're good.
Looking back at the entire sequence, the turning point came down to the moment of intervention. A precise pit maneuver to the rear quarter instantly broke traction, sending the Acadia out of control and ending the pursuit in seconds, showing how timing, angle of approach, and applied force are decisive in high-speed interventions. At approximately 3:59 p.m. on December the 23rd, 2021, a trooper received a notification from Garden City about a black SUV fleeing along Georgia 26. Minutes later, the vehicle was spotted on Bay Street speeding and running red lights, prompting the trooper to activate emergency lights and siren and initiate a pursuit towards Savannah.
Clear left, clear right. We're on Lather, heading toward Bay.
During the pursuit, the driver engaged in extremely dangerous behavior, driving into oncoming traffic, cutting across lanes, and reaching speeds nearly double the posted limit. In a busy downtown area filled with traffic and pedestrians, the situation quickly escalated into a serious public safety threat.
He's turning around, turn around.
Recognizing the urgency, the trooper made the decision to intervene. A decisive pit maneuver brought the SUV out of control and forced it to a stop in the roadway.
I'm about to pit him around. I pit him right there, pit him right there.
As soon as the vehicle stopped, the driver, identified as Marcus White, fled on foot but was quickly subdued with a taser and taken into custody. A search of the vehicle revealed over a pound of marijuana, suspected methadone pills, and packaging materials, indicating possible involvement in drug-related activity. This incident highlights how a single, reckless decision to flee, especially in a crowded urban area, can escalate into a dangerous situation within seconds. In such cases, swift and decisive action is critical to preventing more serious consequences. Cleveland, Ohio. One February afternoon, police responded to reports of a suspicious man near an apartment complex. When officers arrived, the suspect ignored commands, abandoned his car, and walked into an apartment.
Radio, send me another car. Stop.
What are you doing?
Stop.
What? Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Please do not touch me. I'm not doing anything.
Stop.
You are being recorded. I did not do anything, ma'am. Can you please let my arm go? Why are you grabbing me?
Because I asked you to stop. You're at a
Stop
traffic
grabbing
stop.
me. Please stop grabbing me.
Radio,
Ma.
step it up.
Ma. Can you please stop grabbing me? I didn't do anything. I don't
Stop.
know. This lady just
Get on the ground.
A female officer attempted to restrain him, but he continued to resist and fight back. As the struggle escalated, the officer drew her firearm to gain control of the situation. In the midst of the chaos, another man emerged from a nearby apartment and began interfering with the arrest.
Get on the ground right now. Get on the ground right now.
Get in the house.
On the ground. On the
I
ground.
have a heart condition.
Get on the ground right
Get in the
now.
house.
Taser, taser, taser.
Fucking house right here. Why would you tase my brother? He didn't do shit.
One's been
He didn't
tased.
fucking tase this nigga. He didn't do shit. We wanted to know.
Get in the house.
Move me, bitch. You think you know what it is?
Hey, get back right now.
Shoot me.
Get back. Get back.
Shoot me, motherfucker.
Get back.
Get in the house.
I'm not moving. Get off me.
Both men were quickly detained. The primary suspect was later charged with obstructing official business and resisting arrest, receiving a 60-day sentence in the Lake County Jail. The second man, after calming down, was released and not charged.
I'll give it to you again if you give us a problem.
I'm not doing anything.
On your face, on your face. Hands behind your back. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yes, we will.
A dangerous pursuit unfolded in Little Rock when officers spotted a Chevrolet Tahoe running a red light and speeding through a busy street. The SUV quickly accelerated, weaving between vehicles at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, 160 kilometers per hour, creating an immediate and serious danger for nearby motorists.
Okay, it's 10:37. It's improving. You get out and assist me.
When officers attempted to initiate a traffic stop, the driver ignored the command and continued fleeing, forcing police to follow closely while evaluating the situation to prevent a crash. As the risk continued to escalate, officers decided to use a tactical maneuver to bring the pursuit to an end.
I tried to get up beside him, get a pit, and he brake checked me. Light traffic, speed about 101. 34-mile marker southbound.
An officer then executed a well-timed precision immobilization technique, PIT maneuver. The tactical contact caused the Tahoe to spin out of control, leave the roadway, and roll several times across a grassy shoulder before finally coming to a stop.
Roll over, cement 1016. It's dark 10 windows. It's upright. I can't see out of it. I'm not going to approach till I get back up.
The driver was identified as Tevin Wilson and was taken into custody at the scene. During a search of the vehicle, officers discovered an AR-15 rifle inside. Wilson later admitted he fled because his driver's license had expired, believing that driving recklessly at high speed might cause police to abandon the chase.
Walk, talk to me. Keep walking. Keep your hands up. Are you the only one in there? Come on back. I got compliance, Jones. Walk across the ditch. Walk across the ditch. Walk up there. Walk to my Tahoe. Front of it.
The incident serves as another reminder that fleeing from law enforcement only increases the danger for everyone on the road. It also highlights the importance of coordinated police response and trained pursuit tactics that help bring dangerous situations under control while protecting public safety.
Let go. Jones Rock 1015. Sit down. Sit down.
At approximately 11:07 p.m. on September 20th, 2023, Trooper Lucas was patrolling westbound on Interstate 440 when two vehicles passed at an extremely high rate of speed, appearing to be racing. Emergency lights and siren were activated as he attempted to catch up. One vehicle exited in another direction while a white Dodge Challenger continued westbound onto Interstate 30 at an estimated speed of around 150 miles per hour. Dispatch was notified as the suspect vehicle continued fleeing at high speed. As traffic ahead cleared on Interstate 430 northbound, Trooper Lucas decided to perform a Tactical Vehicle Intervention, TVI. The maneuver involved making controlled contact with the rear portion of the suspect vehicle, causing the Dodge Challenger to spin across the lanes before striking the median cable barrier and coming to a stop. Moments after the vehicle stopped, the driver exited and laid down in the middle of the roadway. Troopers quickly moved in, secured the driver in handcuffs, and later identified him as Dimitri Barton. The passenger, Amparo Lopez Gomez, was ordered out of the vehicle and also detained for safety. An ambulance was requested after the passenger complained of shoulder pain, while the driver was transported to Baptist Hospital in Little Rock for medical evaluation before being taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center.
Put your hands on the car right now. Put your hands on the car. Put your hands behind your back.
The incident highlighted the extreme danger posed by reckless driving and high-speed racing on busy highways. Through quick coordination and decisive action, troopers were able to safely bring the pursuit to an end before the situation escalated into a more serious crash involving other motorists.